Hey guys, what's going on? It's the Wrestling King 619 here, back at you again with another video. This time we're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw. And, okay, so Monday Night Raw this week is, earlier on this week, was a little different. Instead of matches that are happening now, we take a look back on some of the greatest matches that happened in this past year in 2023. The first match was AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins for the inaugural WWE Heavyweight Championship at Night of Champions, where Rollins won, and 7 months later, he is still the champion. Jackie Redmond and Peter Rosenberg are talking to Seth Rollins about that match through Zoom. Rollins said that his daughter loves Christmas, and Becky and Rollins love seeing her open up her gifts and stuff. Rosenberg said, what does it mean for you to be the first ever World Heavyweight Champion? Rollins said, it's been an honor of my career, and it's my goal. And if you don't have a goal, then you will most likely fail. I'm not in this business for myself. I mean, I'm in this business for the crowd and the people, and to be the best. And to be the best that I can be. And to give opportunities to guys like Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. Rosenberg said, one of the greatest moments in 2023 was the return of CM Punk. And you're not fond of CM Punk. A matter of fact, you said you hate him. But what was going through your mind at the end of Survivor Series that night when he came out? Rollins says a lot of things were going through my mind. Rage and disappointment. Jackie said, what would it take for CM Punk to earn your respect? At this point, Rollins said, I don't know. We got a long road ahead of us, and he's done the opposite of earning my respect. He said, he is the epitome of don't meet your heroes. I have known him for over 2 decades, and it's a long road ahead of us to have him to earn my respect if we even get there. Jackie said, what about McIntyre? You have a huge match against him at day 1 on Raw. Rollins said a lot of what he's saying is not wrong. I understand where he's coming from, but the problem is that he has to beat me for the championship. I'm operating on a level that is simply untouchable. And even though you're a jerk, may the best man win. Then we go backstage to Alpha Academy, and I am not going to get into it. I'm just going to say that they're in the Christmas spirits. I should even know how to say that. Okay. The next match was one of the greatest matches in all of 2023, was the WrestleMania match between Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair, where Rhea Ripley would beat Charlotte Flair for the title. And she also has the title since winning at Mania. Then there's a segment of Rhea Ripley saying that whoever stepped in my way got handled with, and that includes you, Ivy Nile, at day 1 Raw, and this is my division. Then we go to another best match of 2023, which is Backlash match in Puerto Rico between Bad Bunny and Damian Priest in a Puerto Rican street fight where Carlito and Savio Vega would make appearances, and Bad Bunny would go on to win the match. Then there was a segment where the New Day would talk about everything that had happened in both the women's and men's division in 2023. Well, I mean, there was a lot of other things, but that they didn't say, but they said a couple stuff. Alright. They said two of the biggest men in the men's division right now are Big Bronson Reed and Ivar, and they're slapping meat. Now, the women's division, we saw Kaden and Katana win the tag team champions. Tegan coming out of her shell, so to speak. And Zoe Stark already got a women's title shot. Raquel winning the titles with Liv Morgan earlier this year. And the three people who you would not want to get kicked in the head by is Xia Li, Sami Zayn, and Nakamura. The current state of the men's tag team division is the Judgment Day, and they have the titles, but not for long, because we're taking them back. But it won't be easy, because you have Indus-Sher, DIY, Creed Brothers, and Imperium. Lastly, they talked about the Alpha Academy and Tozawa doing his nasty dance. Then another best match of 2023 was September 4th, 2023 edition of Raw, where Gable was against the Ring General Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship, and Gable's family were front row, but obviously Gable would still lose, but it was still a great match. Then there was another segment where Paul Heyman talks about the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, who was the longest reigning champion in the modern day era with over 1,200 days. Heyman makes it sound like Roman Reigns single-handedly beaten everyone to retain the title time and time again, when that couldn't be farther from the truth, because his cousins, the Usos and Solo, would always interfere. Heyman said that this year Reigns had solved the KO problem, dealt with Sami Zayn in his hometown of Montreal, crushed the dreams of Cody Rhodes, outshined of megastar of LA Knight, and even defeating his own cousin, main event Jey Uso. He said, "I don't do predictions, I do spoilers." And that for the next 12 months, Roman Reigns will be unbeatable. And he doesn't care if you're phenomenal, a legend killer, or someone that simply just says, yeah, all the time. Next year is a leap year, which means one extra day that everyone can acknowledge the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. Jackie Redmond and Peter Rosenberg are interviewing Cody Rhodes through Zoom. Rosenberg said, "What do you remember as a kid, and when was Dusty your father around on Christmas?" Cody said, "As a child, not only was Christmas about Santa giving out presents for Christmas, but in my household it was also a huge show day." Jackie asked, "Where do you stand with Nakamura after he missed you in the face?" Cody said, "Prior to that, I had the highest respect for Nakamura, but the respect has been altered since this all happened. I was terrified of the Great Muta when I was a kid, and I was terrified of the Mist, but now that I physically felt it, he's also felt the receipt. But I think the respect is still there, just a little less, and it's personal now. But we'll keep going and keep fighting as long as this goes on." Then they showed a clip after WrestleMania this year when Lesnar was supposed to be Cody's partner to face against Reigns and Solo, but then literally obliterating him. Rosenberg said, "How did it feel for your unplanned trip to Suplex City? And what did you learn from that experience?" Cody said, "I can say what I learned from that experience is that I do not want to take a trip back to Suplex City. I was able to do something surreal, which was beat Lesnar twice. Jackie said, you did the unbelievable. No, hold on. Jackie said, do you have a favorite moment that stood out to you this year? And Cody said, a lot of unbelievable memories in this year, like winning the 2023 Rumble on a professional level. It had to be one of the greatest memories in this last, had to be one of the greatest. Another greatest moment of this year was the press conference with Jey Uso after Fastlane. I love that moment because it was really unexpected and I was supposed to be ready and straightforward, but it was still so much fun. Now we go to another greatest match of 2023, and that was the Cody versus Lesnar match at SummerSlam, where Cody would go on to win after the match. And after the match, they would shake hands. During the match, Cody should have been disqualified because he cheated and he hit Lesnar with the steel steps, but the referee did not disqualify him. Then we go back to another greatest moments of 2023, but in NXT, and it was at No Mercy between Tiffany Stratton versus Becky Lynch, where Becky Lynch would win the NXT title in that street fight. Then, Jackie Redmond and Peter Rosenberg were interviewing Becky Lynch through Zoom. Becky said, it's teamwork, throughout the holidays, because I'm not going to say voice, because it's usually a teamwork throughout the holidays, because I'm usually the buyer and the shopper, and he usually puts together everything. And I constantly have everything that needs to be put together, and Rollins has the instructions. Rosenberg said, what did it feel like to go back to your roots of NXT and win the championship title? Wait, hold on. Rosenberg said, what did it feel like to go back to your roots of NXT and win the championship title and then give out opportunities every week? Becky said, I wanted to redeem myself being out of NXT for almost a decade and then coming back. And before wrestling, they said that you would never become champion. And then look where I am now. Also, it was about seeing what the future holds and giving an opportunity to anyone who wanted it. And there still were so many people that I want to step in the ring with and give a chance for the title that I never got to. But there's always next year. Jackie said that in the immediate future, next week, you have Nia Jax at Day 1 Raw. A lot of people wanted to see this match. A lot of people wanted to see this rivalry kind of reignite after 5 years. Becky said, yeah, it's been a long time, but I finally get to have a one-on-one match with her. And she'll learn that she can't put me down for good, and that's what it's all about. Not just breaking my face, but also what that night symbolized. That you keep on fighting. Rosenberg said another great memory of 2023 was you and Trish Stratus in the rivalry, which also I think also won the best match of 2023 in the steel cage match. She said, he said all the things that she said and did. And what would it be like to have a young Becky Lynch? And Becky said earlier this year, winning the tag titles with Lita, who I have idolized since I was 15. Since I was 15, since I was young, and then going into a rivalry with Trish Stratus, who was one of the best to ever do it, would make my 15-year-old head explode. Now, another greatest match of 2023 was the steel cage match between Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus, and Becky would win the match, and even when Zoe Stark tried to help Trish Stratus. This was also Trish Stratus' first ever steel cage match, and when I met her, I asked her what her favorite match was. And she said, of all time, and she said it was the steel cage match with Becky Lynch. And it was a great match. They were showing all of the highlights of Chelsea Green moments of 2023, and that they lost the titles to Katana and Kaden. Now we go to Adam Pearce's office, and Chelsea said, "This is outrageous. I'll be speaking with management," and she left. Then R-Truth came in the office and said, "I don't know what she's mad about." Now we go back to Peter Rosenberg and Jackie Redmond, and they're interviewing Jey Uso through Zoom. Rosenberg said, "You leave the bloodline, you come back to Raw. How has Christmas been for you?" And Jay said, yeet. It hasn't been the same like any other year. It's been a bit of a feud. Jackie said one of the greatest moments probably for you is leaving WWE. But what was it that Cody said that made you return in the first place? And he said, a new start. And everyone was seeing how the bloodline was playing every week. And just fighting with my family, when it got to me. I have known Cody for 15 years now, and if it wasn't for him and his trust, I probably would have never come back. Rosenberg said, "What part did Sammy play in you coming back?" Uso said, "It was real easy for me to come back. He's my dog, but everyone knew that I did not like him from the start. But it's now a love-hate relationship, and they hang out together." Jackie said, "You're on your own now, and you have to make your own legacy, so what's in store for Jey Uso in the next year?" And he said, "I'm reaching for the stars. And I obviously have to handle Drew McIntyre problem and finish my business with the bloodline." Now we go to another greatest moments match of 2023, which was the men's Survivor Series War Games match, where Jey Uso's team would win, and Randy Orton and CM Punk would return. And then lastly, they showed a segment of CM Punk talking on the microphone about why he's back. Basically, everything that's happened with CM Punk and talking in the ring since coming back. And that's all that happened from Raw. And I'll catch you guys on my next video. Please like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please join my Facebook page. I'll catch you guys on my next video. Peace.